Hello my friends, it's Liz here. Welcome back to my channel. Today I have a really fun project to share with you. I'll show you the how-to at the end of the video. I'm going to show you what we're going to make, and it was inspired by a project I recently shared with you as well. We made this kind of like ephemera holder just maybe a couple weeks back. I will link the tutorial in the description box below. And I made it kind of like a small traveler's notebook style size. I made like my sample one and then the one we made together. So they look like this with the waterfall pockets on one side and then little pockets on the other just to tuck in your little pieces of ephemera. You can see here the different colors that it comes out depending on what paper you printed on. These are my digitals, by the way, and I will link that below if you're interested in purchasing any of my digitals. So I've got like the French ephemera theme, and as you can see the waterfall feature here, I made a tag and then a little pocket on this one. The one we're going to make, I had so much fun putting this together, and what I love most about it is you can make it with things you already have at home. So I'm just going to show you inside. So the size of this works out to be about 9 by 6 because it's using an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. This is my tag from one of my vintage floral tags kits. And then I used again one of my digitals on the cover, as well as I made that little kind of pocket in the center here. I have a tutorial also showing you how to make these see-through type of pockets. So I love how it kind of frames that there. You can see how beautiful it is on the inside. So we've got a little pocket here. What I did is I took out my box of digital scraps that I have. So every leftover digital piece that I have, I kind of put it in a box, and that's what I've used to make this one here. This is just some Tim Holtz ephemera that I had around that, you know, is craft theme related. And I'm going to show you how to make this whole cover, but I'm also going to show you how to make this new waterfall feature, which I absolutely love. So here I just made a little tuck spot here just to add some more pieces in there. I've used things from Calico Collage, Tsunami Rose, Artie Mays, and I think also Ephemera's Vintage Garden. And these are, like I said, just digitals that I had kind of laying around. I just showed you the different size of the one we made before to this one, and it's a little bit larger. And what I love about the waterfall feature, let me just show you, is it's got these beautiful areas for pockets so you can tuck things in. And you'll be so surprised what I used to make them, but it's also based on things that I love to make already, repurposing a lot of things that I have around. So here I just made a little tuck spot and added some little tags here in the front. You can see the tiny tags here. Again, we have another pocket on the side, and that one is just a tag that I added in there. And then you've got another little tuck spot here with just some Tim Holtz ephemera and, you know, just little pieces of ephemera here and there. Now, I also have a little pocket on the side. I forgot to tuck in a little something in the little pocket, but I'm just going to show you. I'll grab one of these tags and stick it in. So what I love about this project is I am sure you already have what you need around to make it. You can use it, of course, you know, making your own, using your scrapbook paper that you have or digital papers that you have printed. Here I just made another little tuck spot with some ephemera. And the idea was, again, to load it up and send it to your friends or, you know, pen pals, etc. You've got a little pull out here. And I've got that little tab from the punch that I just got from Aisha. Aisha, thank you so much. We did a swap and she sent me my coveted tab punch. So thank you so much for that. Here we've got another little flip and another little pocket. Now you can see what I've done. I have taken business envelopes, junk mail business envelopes, and made these waterfalls pockets with them. So I'll show you in a little bit how to put that together so that you can make some yourself if you wanted to. Here's just another little ephemera holder, you know, just kind of tucked it in for more pieces that I can add when I send this to, you know, friends or family, etc. And then you've got your last little flip here, and then it's got another large pocket. And this one I was able to put one of those large Project Life cards, I think they are. So you can see the windows from the envelopes, and then you've got all your little flip ups, etc. So you can just keep adding things to it. I did make the spine so that if you actually load up all the pieces of all the flaps, and you've got your embellishments that will add kind of bits to it, that you have enough space to close it and it still closes nicely, and you can load this whole thing up however you want. So stay tuned. I'm going to show you how to make one of these. I hope you enjoy the share, and also don't forget to check my channel for other tutorials I have using repurposed business envelopes. So I like to recycle a lot in my projects. I've done some journals that I show you how to make if you haven't made a journal before. I have easy journal making ideas, beginner junk journal making ideas. I do craft with me projects and lots of other tutorials. So I will link those playlists below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell to know when I have a new video coming up. It really helps me a lot. And thank you so much for your support with my shop and my digitals. I really appreciate it. Remember to tag me if you've made anything using one of my tutorials or how-to videos. For this project, you're going to need an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. Now you can have this already printed, or it can be cardstock. You're going to score it at 5 1/4 inches and then at 5 3/4 inches like you saw here, and that's just what's going to make our spine. And then you are going to either be adding your scrapbook paper to it, like I am here. I've got my own digital that I'm adding to the cover, or it will already be done with your page that you're using. I've cut up my digitals to kind of make the covers and the back cover. And then I'm also going to put a cover, or like a little bit of paper on the spine, so it kind of all evenly matches. Now, if you print it on your cardstock, you won't have to be gluing anything on top. And if you're using cardstock paper, of course, your pages will already be covered with your own paper design that you want to use. So this is part of my, I believe, my French collage collection. So I'm just adding this one here, and then we'll go on the inside and we'll do a little bit more decorating on the cover inside. The only other thing you're going to use for this project is some junk mail envelopes to make the waterfalls like I showed you. And I'm also going to show you at the end just a different way that you can kind of attach those together. So I'm just taking a piece of leftover digital paper that I have here again, and this one I'm just kind of cutting it out with a little bit of a design, so it's not just like a straight cut down. I want it to kind of look like little maybe petals from a flower or something. And then you can see that this is going to be a pocket on the left side of my front cover. Now, of course, you can make anything you want here. I just wanted to do a pocket that was a little bit different than the usual pockets that we tend to make, just to give it a little bit more of a design. Don't forget to check the links below. As I mentioned, I will have all the videos that I suggested if you are new to junk journal making or creative crafts. Hopefully you'll find some ideas on my channel. So here I'm just attaching the pocket, and then I'm going to go ahead and show you how I would just quickly add the waterfall to the side. So you've got your pocket on the left here, and then I'm just going to go ahead and embellish it a little bit later. Okay, so I'm going to show you how easy these are to put together. I used 3 junk mail envelopes with windows because those are the ones I had on hand. You don't have to use envelopes with windows, but you do have to make sure that you use envelopes that are about the same height and width, because that will make your waterfall feature just seamless. I'm going to be stacking the envelopes together, and I'm only using 3 because I find more than 3 makes them a little bit too chunky, but you can try using 3 if you want. Then I'm folding all of the tops to the bottom, as you see here, and I'm just eyeballing it that they kind of have the same kind of space between them, and that they're layered sort of, around the same way. So you can see here, I've just taken my 3 envelopes, I've stacked them together, and then I've folded down all the tops to meet them at the bottom here. So I'm going to show you how to attach them, and then at the end of the video I'll show you a different version on how to attach these. So you can kind of see how it's looking. So the first thing we're going to do is make sure that your line, if you do have your windows, that your fold line doesn't get to your window envelope, because then it kind of gets a little messy. So I just made sure that it was above that a little bit, as you see here. And now I'm just making sure that it's all lined up before I start to glue. So you take your first little bit of glue, and again here you can use whatever glue you choose to. I like to use this particular glue because it doesn't warp my pages, and it's still like a wet glue that doesn't affect the paper. I put a bead of glue just below that fold line, as you can see here, and then I'm going to make sure that it's just nicely attached together. And then we're going to do this again to the next envelope just below it. So I see I'm just moving it down a little bit, adding my bead of glue just below that fold line. And then I'm putting this envelope back on top. So you can kind of see how this is looking. Now I'm going to show you another little trick here to make sure that the bottom pieces or the bottom pockets fold up nicely when you're bringing up your envelopes, because these ones will look good, but when you start to do this here, it'll kind of get a little bit stuck because it doesn't have this fold. Make sure you make this little fold because it'll just be easier when you're moving up your waterfall. And I think it's about 1/8 of an inch that I've kind of scored there. And then we're going to do that again to the next one down. And again, it doesn't have to be that much, but you see how it gets kind of stuck if you don't make that little fold. It doesn't fold up as nice if you're not making the score line. So again, I'm making this score line here, and then you can see just how nicely the waterfall kind of goes when you do that. So when you your other thing that you can do as well, if you wanted to, and I wanted to show this version for those of you that don't have a sewing machine. Those of you that do, I'm going to show you just quickly how to do that. Now with this version, when you open up your pockets, all your kind of your envelopes will have an opening because they're not all glued down together in the center. And then also you can make your pockets on either side. So these envelopes happen to all have a left side pocket, but I could just as easily close up a couple of the left side pockets and then open some up on the right side, and then I can stagger my pockets like I did before. And then this is the other version that I was going to show you. Just run a stitch through here, and this makes sure that your envelopes are attached, but also that you actually have individual little pockets like this. When the ones with the glue don't have that, you would actually be able to open up all the envelopes, like right here in the center. You could open up the whole thing because it's not stitched together in the center, but it really doesn't matter. I find that it gives it a lot more room to attach more ephemera and to put things in it. So that's it, my friends. I hope you enjoyed the share. I'm just going to show you here how I quickly attach a closure before I were to glue this down. I like to decorate these ones before I actually put them down on any kind of, journal or folio, etc. So I like to decorate these as well, but don't forget to add your closure like this before you go ahead and, kind of attach it to your pages. I hope you like the share. Thank you for joining me. Leave a thumbs up, hit that notification bell. Thank you for supporting my shop, my channel. I love your comments. I answer every single one. And if you are new to scrapbooking and junk journal making, don't forget to check out my beginner playlist. See you next time.